Welcome to episode 1 of Takes from the Basement. I'm Noah Massio, and here's my co-host,
Brandon Rogozinski.
That's right. We're just two guys. We drink beer, we fucking gamble, and we like to watch sports, and we love football.
Yes, we do.
We want to talk about it.
I'm all about sports.
Oh, yeah.
So let's bring it to you.
All
Football.
right. Football!
Who doesn't like football?
If you don't like football, you're not an American. Get away from me. You probably stink.
Probably. I would agree with that statement. Boo.
And we talk about football. We're not talking about the ones you kick with your feet unless it's for a kickoff or an extra point or a field goal. Boom.
Yes.
There it is. All
Sounds
right.
amazing.
Let's get into it, you soccer-loving wussies.
Let's get into the news.
All right.
Starting with the quarterback position.
Quarterback position, the most important position in football. And we always have a lot of news going on with that,
Always.
especially this week.
Let's break it down. We'll start with Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson. So you're telling me this guy who just signed a $150-something million contract, not even a full calendar year ago,
Yeah.
is begging to be traded, begging to be cut, whatever.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
It doesn't make any sense
Doesn't
to
make
me.
any
and
sense.
It's just classless,
Classless.
in my opinion.
And you know what?
These players
I think
trying
it's
to force their way out.
And it's a trait of somebody who's never going to win.
Yeah. Well, he won a national championship in college
Well, he's
at
never
Clemson,
going to win again.
but
I think he should stay true and faithful to the Houston Texans.
he's only 25 years old.
He is only 25.
Sign
I'm
that
25.
contract.
I'm 25. If you gave me that
To go
much
to
money,
30.
if you gave me 150-something million, dude, I would go up to the owner of the Texans and I'd kiss him on the mouth.
Oh, absolutely. That's life-changing.
It
Shit.
really is.
All
But
we
then
are
again,
is
I'm only just joking
working-class
around. I
people
think
here.
Deshaun Watson, he seems like a good guy. And I think that, if you're unhappy at your job and you could find a better landing spot, you got to do it.
Yeah.
Got to do what you got to
absolutely.
do. But also,
You know,
in the same grace, you can't get upset if they don't trade you.
no. There's
You signed the contract. They invested in you. They were willing to make you one of the highest paid quarterbacks.
right, and that's all you can do is suck it up and just be a leader.
It sucks.
and
You're in the
make the best out of it.
You're in the
'Cause,
prime of your young career so
Listen,
far.
Houston has enough problems. They're not going to give up on their stud quarterback.
Nope. They got rid of a legendary wide receiver. Just
Yeah.
cut ties with their legendary defensive end, J. Watt.
Okay, so Deshaun Watson wants to go to a winning team, obviously. This is why he wants out of Houston. 'Cause
Absolutely.
They just continue to suck year after year
Yeah.
and treat their players like shit.
I mean, hey, 2 years ago, they were up, 24 points on the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs?
Yes, I remember that.
I mean, has it been
Yes.
downhill since then? Yeah.
Oh, man,
yeah.
what a terrible loss.
But it's not like he
Anyways.
was drafted by the Jets and has had to play for a 2-14 team every single year.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree there. The rumored teams he might be willing to go to are San Francisco, Denver, Miami.
I can't picture San Fran. Definitely can't picture Miami.
No.
Denver makes the most sense, which is why I think it won't happen.
Yeah. I think if anything he would go to Miami because, they got a lot of competition with the Bills now. Seem to be in charge of that division.
I'll tell you what, I wasn't that big of a believer in Tua at first. But after watching a highlight reel, or maybe a low light reel we should call it, of all of his receivers dropping passes throughout the season, I'm going to wait and see what we got with that guy.
Yeah, they clearly believed in Tua when they changed him to be the starter after a good start by Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
So they gave him his shot, and I don't know if they're ready to continue with him as the quarterback there, and they want to upgrade with Watson.
Could be. I mean, hey, if Patrick Mahomes wanted to go to any team in the league, obviously he couldn't because there's no way the Chiefs would trade him. But it doesn't
Yeah.
matter who your quarterback is. You're going to take the better option. And that also
100%.
brings us to another possible destination we were hearing rumors about is Carolina.
Yes,
Carolina
Panthers.
they're a
who could
decent enough
offer
team. They just need a
McCaffrey.
quarterback. They have wide receiver weapons. They have running back weapons. But if Deshaun Watson is to get traded to Carolina, it would have to be a haul that would include Christian McCaffrey. And I think if I'm the GM of the Panthers, I make that trade.
Yeah.
I say, hey,
Why not?
running backs just aren't valued how they used to be. You look at Todd Gurley a few years
You
ago.
can find a running back You know,
They already
cheap
found
late
one.
in the
They
draft,
got Mike
probably.
Davis. Mike Davis stepped up
Or
to the plate, and
look at your free agency
he became a
options.
workhorse.
Yeah.
So I say, give Mike Davis a little bit of money. You're going to be taking a huge cap hit by taking on Deshaun Watson's contract. But I think to give up Christian McCaffrey to get yourself a franchise centerpiece cornerstone quarterback of your team,
Yeah.
who's still only 25 years young, I say you do it.
Yeah, I think the quarterback position is the most valuable right now.
Yeah, it always is.
You know,
No matter what.
you want the best of the best.
You have the best running back, that's great. But Christian McCaffrey, he's good, and he's going to be good for a while. But
Yeah, he's
Deshaun
had
Watson,
some good
I mean,
years
as a
in him
quarterback,
still.
you just saw a 40-something-year-old quarterback just win the Super Bowl. You're never going to see a 40-something-year-old
43
running
years
back
old, Tom
unless maybe
Brady.
Frank Gore ends up
7
signing with the
times.
team that ends up winning. I don't know.
Oh, shit.
While we're on the topic of the Texans, there's a player who just got cut recently. A
Yeah.
veteran. Some would say the best defensive player in Texans history. I would say that. J.J. Watt.
Yeah.
And the J.J.
Watt.
stands for Juicy Juice.
31 years old, man. He's looking for a new team. He wants to win. I hope he comes home to the Steelers with his brother. His
Both his
brothers,
brothers.
Derek and T.J. Watt.
Yep. And I think that's
That'd be great to see.
I think that's the most promising. I think it's the most probable.
If they can save some money and make it work, I think that'd be a good landing spot for him.
I could also see if that doesn't fall through. I could see him going to a team like maybe the Packers.
Yeah.
We definitely need
He's
a
from
pass
Wisconsin,
rush.
I
Yep,
believe.
and they need a pass rush.
Yeah.
But I don't see how if he got cut, he's a free agent, he's allowed to choose, and he's allowed to choose now. He doesn't have to wait for the new calendar
No.
year, the new league year, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't see how he doesn't pick the Steelers.
Yeah.
I don't know how much they're going to be willing to pay him.
Right.
But I do know that with his injury history and his age, he might have to take a discount if it comes down to that.
Yeah, I could totally
At least a
see
veteran
that
minimum.
happening. Pittsburgh, not really big spenders when it comes to free agency. I mean, every team's hurting with cap hits and
Yeah.
everything else. But I think they could find a way if they, save some money maybe with Big Ben. We'll get into that, but they're going to have to work some magic.
I think more probable than not, but yeah, moves will have to be made. So bring us now to the Steelers.
Yeah, let's stay with the
Big Ben
Steelers.
Roethlisberger. Is he staying? Is he going? Is he taking a pay cut? I mean, you look at that 2-year extension he got a couple years ago. That was fat.
Yeah,
65 mil, I think it was, something around there.
65 mil.
A lot
yeah.
of it guaranteed. I mean, even
Wow.
right now, people are like, "Oh, cut him, you'll save a lot of money." Well, he already got about another $22.5 million recently for the second part of his contract. So, even if he were to leave, you're only freeing up about 19 mil. I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, not bad. What are you gonna do at quarterback though? You're not gonna use Mason Rudolph. You're not
No,
gonna use Doug
he's
Hodges.
not a franchise quarterback.
Maybe draft a quarterback. But if you're gonna go that route, I say, okay, see if Ben's willing to take a pay cut.
Yeah.
Draft a quarterback, let him sit under a year for Big Ben, or maybe not even a full year because Big Ben is known to get hurt these days.
Yeah.
He is a unit, but he gets hurt.
Yeah, he's not the best flexible quarterback in the league anymore. He's
Yeah.
39 years old.
Yeah, kind of lost
you
his
know.
step.
So I think it's time for Ben to go. Personally, as a Steeler fan, I'm ready for the future. I know we have a team that can compete for the playoffs each year. Our defense is upgraded, but I don't know. I don't think Ben's gonna be that quality of a quarterback to get them back to the Super Bowl, chase number 3.
So what would you want them to do? Draft a quarterback? I mean, what are they picking? 24th in this year's first round?
Yeah,
They're
I
not-
don't
they're
think
not
they
getting
should
a top
draft a quarterback. I don't think they should.
Maybe they
draft
could find a gem
quarterback.
later in the draft, find a quarterback that they've been scouting, say, hey, worth a third.
They
or
already
fourth
brought in
rounder on him.
Haskins.
Yeah,
you know,
that's right.
that's an option if he does well. They have Rudolph, but there's some quarterbacks they might be willing to take a chance on.
Well, there's some good free agent quarterbacks coming up as well.
Yeah, there's some good options out there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tom Brady just won that fucking Super Bowl, 43 years old.
Yep.
So he's just in his own tier. I don't think Big Ben is on that level. Can
But
get
he's not
it
far
done.
off. He's not at that level. No quarterback.
He's
is.
no scrub, but he's just not Tom Brady, and no
No.
one ever will be.
Yeah, and that's why I think you can't be trying to get a Tom Brady. I mean, unless you're actually getting Tom Brady. I mean, imagine being a Tampa fan last year, seeing that happen. And even at the time, I was like, oh, maybe they'll contend. I didn't realize until it got
No
to
one
the
saw
playoffs.
that coming. I
when
highly
they got
doubt
to the
it.
playoffs, I said, all right, if they could beat the Saints,
Yeah.
because that was like the one thorn in their side all year. They beat them twice. The Saints
Right.
beat the
They
Buccaneers
dominated
twice.
them.
So when they beat the Saints, I said, okay, now they're about to play Green Bay.
Mhm.
Like, they could win. I feel more confident about them beating Green Bay, especially because they beat them in the regular season by a pretty wide margin.
Right.
And then they beat Green Bay, and then I say, oh, okay. I mean, this team, like, could they beat the Chiefs? I mean, they just proved everybody wrong. Because, I mean, if I had to put my money where my mouth is, I probably wouldn't have bet on Tampa Bay during any of those games, except for the wild card game against the Washington football team. But, I mean,
Yeah.
hey, the football team shouldn't have been there. The better
That
football
definitely
team.
not. They
the
were
better
not deserving.
football team won that game, and they
Losing
weren't from
record, make the
Washington.
playoffs. Yeah, just what we want to see as fans. All right, let's go to Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz.
Yeah, he was traded to the Indianapolis Colts.
Wow.
Reconnected with Frank Reich,
Yep.
his old offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yep.
Super Bowl season 2017, where he threw a franchise record 33 touchdowns
Correct. Before the injury, even.
before
When
the
he missed
injury.
the last 2 games of the season, I think it was. When Nick Foles had to come in, didn't look
Yeah,
too good.
something
Then
like
playoffs
that.
came around, and they just ran the table.
Yep. So the trade was Carson Wentz to the Colts for a 2021 third and a 2022 second round, which could convey to a first if he plays 75% of snaps this coming season.
75% of the snaps. Now, for an
So-
injury-prone guy like Carson Wentz, who people like to say is made of glass,
Yeah.
that's tough. But that's why the incentive's there. And I think if you gave me the over-under of 75% of the snaps right now, I'll bet you money right now he's going to hit the over.
I'm going to hit the over with that strong offensive line. They like to run the ball. They'll be able to protect him.
If they could do something,
They
maybe,
protected 41-year-old Phillip Rivers.
Yeah,
He had
and he
no
looked good.
he had no injuries.
Yep.
All season, I don't believe.
Oh, he looked
So
good.
that's a great sign. And
I think if they could get Carson Wentz, I mean, it kind of reminds me of when Ryan Tannehill finally left the Dolphins. Everybody hated on him. I remember going to a few Dolphins games in person and saying, man, I don't know if he's good or bad. People say he's bad, but I don't know because his offensive line isn't doing anything for him.
yeah.
You can't look good with no offensive line. I don't care who you are. I mean, unless you're a scrambler who could extend plays like a Russell Wilson or a Patrick Mahomes, but that's beside the point. Carson Wentz now has a sturdy offensive line. I was never a big fan of Carson Wentz, but I think we could see something along those lines of like when Ryan Tannehill went to the Titans.
I think he still has potential, definitely. He could break out
yeah.
with the Colts.
I'll
Better
tell you what, I don't see
offense.
any losers from this trade because, I mean, now the
No,
Eagles.
definitely.
Oh, actually, they're going to lose a lot of money on that one.
Yeah, the dead cap.
A lot of dead
Fucking
cap.
Huge.
But Jalen Hurts is a winner. That's all. that
Jalen
matters.
Hurts. I'm
gonna
excited
get
to
his
see
shot.
what his future holds.
Getting his shot. He looked good in the flashes we got to see of him this year.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He did. 1-3 as a quarterback last season at the end of the year when he stepped in. You know, he's not the best record, obviously, but he showed flashes.
Yeah. And to be fair,
So-
that last game of the season, they definitely.
They gave that
They
one
tanked
away
it.
for the
Yeah.
draft.
Yeah,
That was a
they
tank.
tanked it.
Poor Doug Peterson had to go for that one, huh?
Yes.
But yeah, they want to bring in some competition for him, I believe. So his job's not guaranteed. But I think he's in good shape to
Yeah.
still be the starting quarterback
Yeah,
for them.
I think you'd have to be pretty terrible for him not to have that spot locked up.
Yep, they should avoid a quarterback in the draft, and I just add offensive pieces, maybe even defense piece.
Maybe even
But-
sign a free agent quarterback, perhaps, for
Yeah.
low money. I'm
Yeah.
thinking Fitzmagic.
Fitzmagic, he seems to fit with every team.
Yeah, he really does.
Wherever he goes, he's pretty solid.
Yeah. And he's a great leader for young quarterbacks.
Yeah, good mentor, I believe. So, all right.
I think it's time for a quick sponsor break.
Yeah, let's take
Rogo,
a break here.
why don't you tell us about our friend AJP?
Okay. AJP Landscaping Company is happily serving Farmington, Connecticut and surrounding towns, offering landscaping maintenance and general landscaping. Contact Anthony Palmisano at 860-478-7162 or visit facebook.com/AJP Landscape for more details. good buddy of ours, helping us out here.
And he does a
with
great
the
job. We're not
sponsor.
just saying that because he's our buddy.
He does beautiful work. You know, definitely check him out. And
And if you have any audio issues, he can help you with that too. He actually was able to
God,
help us out
Jeez, he's a
setting up
lifesaver.
these microphones.
Yeah.
We were having some issues. We're over here with a hammer and duct tape, like
we got our
"Durr."
nice AJP landscaping
AJP
glasses.
landscaping
even.
glasses. Check that out.
Nice beer glasses.
Yeah.
I know they're empty.
I didn't use them
but-
yet. They're brand new. Gotta let
Yes,
the, gotta
we
let
gotta
the
clean
logo
'em out.
cure on
We
them, so
gotta
I don't want to
clean 'em
wash them
out.
yet.
But for now, they're good to look at,
Yeah.
right?
How about that?
Yeah, why not? Leave it there. I'll leave mine here. We don't need to.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right,
So
let's get back to it, huh? How about we break down that division,
which division?
the Colts division,
AFC South. I
Yeah.
love it.
considering, Carson Wentz is there now.
I don't know how much it changes. 'Cause, I mean, the Colts were a playoff team this year. I don't think the Titans are going to be as dominant as they have been.
Yeah, I could see that totally happening.
They're one unproductive season from Derrick Henry away from being
And their defense
a
is terrible.
5-win team.
Their defense is terrible.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry can't do it every game.
Yeah. Derrick Henry,
Tannehill's not that guy.
I think that's one of the reasons Ryan Tannehill has succeeded so much too, is they're not making him do a lot. Because of, and that's a good thing. I
Yeah.
mean, I'd love to be a quarterback in that system where you have a running back who could go for 2,000 yards like it's nothing.
Yeah, it's a beautiful sight. You don't
Yeah,
see that.
pass when you
too
have to,
often.
and he's on the money. I mean, you still have to be a good quarterback.
Yeah.
But then again, it makes me think of like 2012, Adrian Peterson carried the Vikings all the way to the playoffs with Christian Ponder as his quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes running backs can do it all, but they still don't get value these days.
Oh gosh. And then you have Jacksonville, who's probably going to bring in Trevor Lawrence and see
Man.
how that goes.
I have no idea what's going to be good with Jacksonville. I still think they're going to be a bottom-feeding team.
Yeah, they don't have a team to surround him yet.
Yeah.
And they traded all those defensive players.
A lot of their defense. I mean,
But they do have a lot of draft
man,
picks.
Remember the 2017 Jacksonville Jaguars team?
Yeah.
They were an exciting defense. They were flashy. They were
Yeah,
stout. They were
was-
the best defense that year.
That was probably as good as it gets for Jacksonville fans.
They lost
It's been
lot
a long
of people.
time.
They lost A.J. Bouye. They lost Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
Who's like? I mean, they still have what? Miles Jack.
I think they have him still.
Yeah.
But that's like one of the last guys you could probably
Yeah.
mention his name and remember it.
Even
But-
when I think about, I even look at like their a lot of the players that they're losing the free agency that wouldn't stick out that much if they were from a better team, but just because it's Jacksonville losing them. I mean, Keelan Cole.
Yeah.
It's like Keelan Cole's gonna be valuable somewhere. It's just not gonna be with Jacksonville now.
Yeah.
So I take that as a loss for them.
Yeah. I definitely think that as well.
Trevor Lawrence.
Um,
Though. So, all right, so we're just gonna go ahead and assume
Who's the other team we're missing?
Texans.
Houston, obviously.
Yeah. Texans, Colts, Titans, Jaguars.
So it's not going to be very competitive. I think the Colts are going to run away with that division.
They should.
Tennessee will hang
I think
around,
Tennessee
but
will decline. I don't know if they're a lock to lose the division though.
I could see the Colts really benefiting from this Carson Wentz trade. I like it for both sides.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, let's. We got some free agency news now to
Ooh.
talk about.
This is going to be a big, big, big offseason. I think this could be the biggest offseason we've ever seen in our lifetime.
Yeah, I'm so excited for it. We already have trades happening just after the Super Bowl,
Yep.
and oh man, all those things that I hear.
Oh man, when the league year opens up, it's going to be like we're going to be like kids on Christmas for the entire offseason.
Oh, can't wait.
We have a lot of big names, and I want to specifically talk about the wide receiver class of free agents.
Yeah, we can do that.
It's huge. We're only going to highlight some of the bigger names.
Yeah, I got the list in front of me
Let's
here.
hear it. Let's hear it.
We got, for big name wide receivers available, we have Chris Godwin, Kenny Galladay, Juju, A.J. Green, T.Y. Hilton, Allen Robinson, Larry Fitzgerald, Marvin Jones, Will Fuller, Corey Davis, Antonio Brown, Curtis Samuel, and Alan Lazard. Just to name a few of the
Yeah,
bigger
there's still
names.
a lot of other ones.
Yeah, so there's definitely some talent there.
The biggest thing that stands out to me is Detroit.
Yes, losing
Both of
they
their
could
wide receiver
potentially
1 and
lose
2.
both
I'm
of
not going
those
to talk about
receivers.
Danny Amendola. Is he still on the Lions? Yeah, he is.
I don't
So-
even think they want to stay there even if they're getting paid.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to
So it's kind of interesting. You have Jared Goff, who just got traded for Matt Stafford.
Yes.
Jared Goff is coming in, and he really, really benefited on the Rams by having Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp. Now he's coming into a team that has
Lot of
two good wide
options there.
receivers, and if I'm him, I'm like, oh, I really hope they resign. If I'm them, I'm saying, oh, I really don't want to resign.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Jared Goff isn't the worst quarterback, but he's not going to take you to the top either anymore.
And just you think about it, you're on the Lions. I mean, if you're a free agent towards, I mean, I don't want to say they're at the end of their careers.
And
Kenny
their head
Galladay's
coach
still
sounds
young.
like a
Marvin
wacko.
Jones is pretty old, but could still produce.
Yeah.
I want to go
I
play
like
for
Marvin
a winning
Jones
team.
a lot.
I know I'm not going to win anything with the Lions.
If Marvin Jones can do what he did with the Lions, he can be very special.
Yeah,
on
I can
another
see him
team.
going to the New York Giants.
Yeah.
But then again, that
Giants,
kind of negates away from my win now mentality. But hey, they could at least win that division because that division sucks.
Yeah, he wants to win. He's not going to stay in Detroit, and neither is Galladay. He held out all season
Galladay
last
has
year.
a lot more value.
You know, he's clearly not happy there, so
So that brings me to, where do you think Kenny Galladay is going to land? Because I have a theory about this.
Kenny Galladay. Trying to think who would use him. I know the Giants were interested last season. Maybe the Browns could look
Wow.
at Galladay.
I could see that.
Is OBJ still with them? Yeah,
Yeah.
he is, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, though. I don't think they like him there in Cleveland.
I mean,
He's
the
not
whole
liked
him and
anywhere he
Jarvis
goes,
connection, they've been best friends a long
I
time.
don't know. Kenny Galladay.
I'm going to tell you what I think.
Big threat.
I'm going to tell you what I think. I think he's going to go to the other team that's losing a lot of wide receivers to free agency, pending on if they resign them or not. We obviously don't know. I think the Kansas City Chiefs,
Yeah.
who could possibly lose Sammy Watkins, Demarcus Robinson, and Byron Pringle
It's
right
a lot
now.
of depth at that position.
I say if they don't re-sign at least two of them, Kenny Galladay should go there, be the wide receiver too, undoubtedly.
Oh my God,
I
can
think
you
he's better than
imagine
Mecole Hardman.
him and Tyreek Hill.
And Mecole Hardman. Imagine that. Mecole Hardman, he'll be the wide receiver 3.
Yeah.
Kenny Galladay could instantly be a top 2 wide
And
receiver.
they have
whatever team
Kelsey,
he's
don't
on.
forget.
And they have Travis
Best tight
Kelsey.
end in the
And
league.
they're a team that you're gonna win with.
Absolutely.
If I had a gun to my head right now and said, "Hey, like you better pick who's gonna win the Super Bowl," and if you're wrong, I'd come back and shoot you in the head. I'm gonna say, "Oh, Chiefs."
Yeah.
It could be Chiefs.
You would take your chance with the Chiefs, although they just lost this last Super Bowl here.
Doesn't even bother me.
No, it doesn't.
bother me.
You can't go wrong with
They'll
the
be back.
Chiefs.
I don't think they're still gonna be super, super good. Best team in the AFC. I can't see them winning as many games as they did last year, just because it's just hard to. It reminds me a lot of when the Packers won the Super Bowl in 2010. The next season they went 15-1.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers was MVP. They looked like they were just going to be right back in it. Division round. They're at home in Lambeau against the New York Wild Card Giants. And what do the Giants do? They do what they do in the playoffs. They won. They
Yeah.
beat the Packers, obviously go on, have that rematch with the Patriots, and Eli says, "Sorry, Tom, you still can't beat me."
No.
So I see that. That's how I kind of feel about the Chiefs, but I think that they will be right back in there next year. I don't know what team's going to stop them. I'm a little more confident in Baltimore now.
They'll only be more fired up after this
Yeah,
loss.
yeah.
So, Baltimore? Don't remind me of Lamar Jackson. I'm the biggest hater of him.
For context, everybody, yes, Rogo is a Steelers fan.
If you
and
couldn't tell.
On draft day that year, he just, Steelers are getting Lamar Jackson. Steelers are getting Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I was excited at that time. I
And then
thought he might go
I
there.
think the Steelers passed on him, right?
Yeah, they passed on him.
They
But
passed
so
on
did
him.
so many other teams.
who did they end up
so-
drafting?
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry to
You're-
put you on
you're
the spot right now. I
challenging
know
me
you
now.
don't. I know you don't like history. Didn't mean to put you
Oh,
on the spot.
man.
I think
honestly
they drafted a
don't-
cornerback, maybe.
Don't know.
People at home are gonna be listening to this saying, "Wow, these guys are fucking idiots."
Yeah.
it's all right. Regardless,
It's all right.
They passed on Lamar Jackson, and then
Sorry.
what better team? What better team to draft him than the Steelers' arch nemesis, the Baltimore Ravens? So that is why Rogo is not the biggest fan of him.
No.
See,
And
I'm personally not the biggest fan of him because he's a running back. I'm just joking. I think
Yeah.
he's pretty good, and
He's
I
a-
think
he's
I
a
think
running back
I
at
think
that position.
he hasn't peaked yet. He's still young. Still has a lot to.
They need to
lot
build
of room to
around him
grow.
better, for
Yeah.
sure. Add more pieces.
Yeah, he definitely. That's a team that can benefit from a free agent wide receiver.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yep. Another good team there. So staying with wide receivers, we have Deshaun Jackson getting his release from
Yep, he posted on
Philadelphia.
his Instagram earlier this week.
Action Jackson,
Action Jackson.
deep threat,
One of the self-proclaimed best deep threat in NFL history.
injury issues, but he's a solid veteran for your team.
Yeah, he can still get it done. Still has legs.
Yep. So we wish him the best.
Hey, I'd be okay with him coming to the Vikings.
Yeah,
we
I like
need a
his-
wide receiver 3.
As long as he's not gonna start no shit, why not? Bring him in.
Yeah. What about Antonio Brown? You think he re-signs with the Buccaneers?
Antonio Brown. Yeah, I don't see him going. I think they're gonna hold on to him because they also have Chris Godwin. They gotta figure out what they're gonna do. I think Brown will be the cheaper option, and he proved that he can get it done still. Especially Super Bowl, he had a touchdown, didn't he?
Antonio Brown?
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, he had a
did.
touchdown. So, yeah, I think he definitely improved each game with Tom Brady, and
Yeah.
I don't see any other team
He's made the comeback.
willing to deal with his issues.
His antics, yeah.
I think it's just either Tom
It was
Brady
something literally
or
only
bust.
Tom Brady could help with. But I don't want to give all the credit to him. Antonio Brown had to get his feet out of the mud and really look himself in the mirror and say, hey, what am I doing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still salty for how he did it to us Steelers and everything.
And
but
as you can see, the signed Antonio Brown Steelers jersey. We're talking about all of his favorite players today.
yeah, pressure's on me. Let's see, a couple other names. Let's talk about Allen Robinson. I know you like Allen Robinson.
I do like Allen Robinson.
He's another big name available.
I think if Deshaun Watson goes to the Bears, Robinson will stay.
Oh,
But he's
yeah,
a-
he'd be
he's
stupid
that-
not to.
He wants to win. That's a fact. And I don't
Who doesn't
blame him.
wanna
He's
win,
never
though?
had a good quarterback. Never.
No. Who's the best quarterback you think he's played with that you can?
Nick Foles.
Nick Foles, yeah. Jesus. Yeah.
Not Blake
Pretty
Bortles.
rough.
Not Mitch Trubisky.
Jay Cutler? Was he
He
playing
didn't play
with Jay Cutler? He
I
didn't
don't
play
know,
with
he
Jay
didn't play
Cutler?
with Jay Cutler.
All
That was
right.
when Jay Cutler, I think, maybe around that time was when he came back and played with the Dolphins for that season.
Okay.
Smoking Jay Cutler.
That was
We're
too
all big
long
fans
ago,
of him
then.
on the show.
Well, yeah, I like Allen Robinson's game a lot. And, he was with Jacksonville before this, and he was good for them. And then he just puts up consistent numbers with the freaking Bears, who have a quarterback issue every season, and they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. And as a Vikings fan, I'm always okay with it. But I honestly believe that the Bears are just one good franchise quarterback away from being able to take that next step up and take over that division, especially with an aging Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be the year for the Packers, like it is supposed to be every year.
Oh, my God, yeah.
And we just still aren't seeing it. I mean, the NFC is always super tough, though. I mean, with the AFC, for the past 20 years, it feels like it's always just like the same few teams that are contenders.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, the
Especially
NFC bores me,
especially when
tell
you
you
have
the
the
truth. They
Patriots
bore
in
me.
9 Super Bowls out of all those, but
Oh, the most vanilla offense in the league now. New England.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyways, let's talk about Juju Smith-Schuster.
Okay. Now we're
What-
talking.
what's
What do you
your-
think? What do you think?
So for Juju Smith, I know he wants to re-sign with Pittsburgh, but he also wants to win and get paid what he's worth. So they got to figure out if Big Ben's going to stay, obviously, and what they're going to do there. But I think Juju will re-sign with Pittsburgh. I think they're just a good fit, and I think he's pretty happy there overall. So I'd like to see him come back.
Well, I could see him going back.
But I know
definitely
there's
see
going to
him
be a lot of
resigning.
teams that
I don't know
want
if
Juju.
I'd want him on my team, though.
Huh?
He's a distraction. He's a diva.
Mm,
He dances
yeah.
on
Last
teams.
season,
He dances on teams' logos and just makes them more fired up.
Yeah, and
He cursed them. That
he
was the
didn't
curse
really
of Juju.
back it up. That
They were what,
good.
11-0, then had the curse of Juju happen.
Ugh, yeah. I know, it was so sad to see the team fall from 11-0 to a first-round exit in the playoffs.
Yep,
Heartbreaker.
really
you know,
is.
but it's just like, at what point is it time to move on?
Well,
and-
that's even going back to the whole Big Ben thing. I mean, the Steelers, they started off 10-0, 11-0.
Yeah, 11-0.
They were a good team.
Yep.
I think that's more than reason enough for you to just say, hey, Big Ben, stay one more year. If you're willing to take a pay cut, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
And he says,
huge.
yeah, I'll take a pay cut. Like you guys owe me $19 million. Maybe take like $7 away. And
Yeah.
Maybe throw that at Juju or something. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know
Maybe
what they're gonna
J.J.
do.
Watt again.
I'm not no
but-
Jerry Maguire. I can't show you the money.
All right. Well, that pretty much covers wide receivers, the bigger names. Let's see what else we got for you.
I do think we need to take a moment to remember the life of Vincent Jackson. Rest
Oh.
in peace to him.
Yes,
Excellent,
rest in
excellent
peace.
wide receiver. But football aside, good person. And yeah, it's really sad to lose somebody, especially so young. He was only 38 years old.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to take a moment just to pay our respects to him. And with that being said, sorry to end on a somber note, but
Yeah.
that is the first episode of Takes from the Basement. We will be back. You'll hear from us every week. If you don't, one of us is dead.
Yes. We hope you enjoyed this show, and if you do, please subscribe to our YouTube.
YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts,
Yeah.
Apple, Spotify. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter.
We're
follow
everywhere.
us on TikTok. We'll have the links everywhere. You'll see it. We'll pester you.
All
All
right.
right.
Peace out, everybody.
Peace out, guys.